Welcome to the motherfucking video, guys. If you want to know the best locations for different car parts which you may need in order to fix your car and then know how to apply it onto the car to fix it, then you're about to have two idiots show you in a two-part video the best tips and tricks and locations on how you can do just that. As you can see, I'm just parking up my GTR R32 at a garage right now. I'm just going to show you around this garage just to kind of give you an idea of what may be laying around in the other garages and the rough layout of what it looks like. So if we walk into the actual garage here, then if we walk around to where the Porsche is over here, there's typically going to be one of these shelves in almost every garage. On a very rare occasion there probably won't be, but as you can see, this is the standard kind of loot you'll find on these. Moving back around here, you have two shelving units, which are another common type of storage unit you will find in mechanics. As you can see, I'm finding sort of the basic stuff once again. Next to it is the toolbox, and in this one I actually found quite a lot of different things, as well as maps and other, necessities. And moving over to the other shelf on the other side of the room, we have some typical car parts, and on top of that some automotive paints which are in a mod which I shall show you now. One thing quick to note is that I'm actually not sure if you can paint modded cars which you've added in through the workshop, but obviously this mod allows you to change the colour of cars, so I'll leave a link for it in the description so you can check it out for yourselves. To kick off the locations, we're going to start with Rosewood. Rosewood is one of my personal favourites because you have shelving here and here, wall shelves here, 3 cabinets with 2 of them being right next to each other and one on the far side of the room, and a toolbox. The main things you're going to want to find to fix your car are going to be things like lug wrenches, brake pads, tyres, screwdrivers, suspension, car jacks, basic wrenches and tyre pumps. I'll explain their uses in part 2.
So this garage is located just south of Muldraugh. In this one, it's got the typical setup, several shelves, several cabinets where you'll be able to find all the pieces that you could possibly need for your car, and plenty of tools.
Next up is going to be the mechanics next to the army surplus, which is pretty much in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. In this one, you'll once again find 3 cabinets with 2 being right next to each other and 1 being on the other side of the room, 2 shelves on the wall, 2 toolboxes and 1 big shelving.
This one is small, and this is just along the length of the Muldraugh Highway, but while this one lacks in size, it is pretty compact and it has plenty of stuff inside. 3-4 shelving units and, plenty of space.
Next up, we're going to be moving to the near centre of West Point. I'd advise you be a bit more careful with this one as it is smaller, so, zombies may pose a bit of an issue, but you have a toolbox, a little bit of shelving, and 2 cabinets as well.
And just down the street from that last one in West Point, we have this one. This one's a relatively big one. It's got plenty of shelves inside, plenty of space for vehicles, shelving for food, supplies for tools, the books, everything that you might need, you will find here. This is one of the best spots in my personal opinion. This is honestly one of the best.
Next up, with the more recently added area of the country club and the golf course, there is in fact a little mini garage in between them. Now here you're going to find some nice shelving, a couple cabinets and a toolbox.
Now the next one up on our list is actually a much smaller one. This is what I would consider a much more casual garage. Mostly due to the fact that while you will find a lot of what you need here, this is mostly a matter of you're only going to pick stuff up from here if you are in dire need of it. Everything else would be better situated to find everywhere else.
This next place is a godly location for finding car parts. Located in the outskirt estate areas of Louisville, this is one of my favourites. It's packed with a shit ton of shelving which I think you'll be pleased to loot, along with a couple cabinets in the actual garage area, and a couple small shelves, and a couple of toolboxes.
So this next spot is just around the corner from the train station from Louisville actually. As you can see, it's a relatively small garage again, just like the last one that I listed. It's got a few shelving units over here, some drawers. You might find a fair amount here, but you're better off going to some of the other ones. This one's more so if you're looking for something specific, you'd go here.
With this being the second building down from the army surplus in Louisville, it's kind of like a bog standard average garage really. You've got some toolboxes, some cabinets, and a few shelves. If you head just down the road from the previous location I mentioned, then you'll end up here. Even though it's quite a small location, Al's Auto Shop can provide you with a couple shelving and a toolbox, meaning you may even find what you're looking for specifically.
This next location is surprisingly not too far from the others, but as you can see, this has got plenty of space for 2 cars, has a good few shelving units that you'll find plenty of tools on and car parts, and it's got 2 floors, so maybe you can make a base out of this one. The next one is just at the entrance of Louisville, and this one's a bit larger than the other ones that I've mentioned. As you can see here, it has not only 3 slots for cars, but it has several shelving units and even a back room for the building itself. which could potentially house some good loot.
Quite literally round the corner from our previous location, you've got this little mini industrial office block, and it has a little garage in the back. As per usual, you've got your cabinet and a bit of shelving.
And now it's time for...
How about you shut the fuck up, 'cause it's time for some honourable mentions, you fucking...
Yeah, don't you fucking raise your voice at me, you little prick. Anyway, on to our honourable mentions. Starting off with the fire department on the outskirts of Louisville. This one's a lot bigger than the other fire departments you'll usually find, and in the, the bay where you usually find the fire department's vehicles are a fairly good array of tools and mostly clothing that you'll find that might be able to benefit you. And if you're really lucky, you might find a gun case. Additional note, any fire departments that you find scattered around, their shelves are usually put full of tools and stuff that you might be able to use, whether it's for cars or self-defense. You'll find something that will benefit you.
On the Riverside of Louisville, there is a long row of sort of bigger houses, and one of these houses has a 3-door garage, and it probably has minimal loot in here, but as you can see, there's a toolbox and some shelves in the back which you may find some things in.
Now this one can be located to the east side of Louisville. Now this one is a bit out of the way, and we were actually considering whether we should actually put this one on the list, but we're going to throw it on anyway. Is this little rundown garage just south of the storage lot in Louisville. It hasn't really got much inside, but honestly, after a bit of refurbishing, the shelves and all the bits that you have inside could be wonderful additions to whatever you decide to build.
Next is the train yard outside of Muldraugh, and each 4 of these little buildings have a couple toolboxes in them, so if you want to check them out, there should be some tools in them. And our final location today is the drag strip, which has a mini garage with a couple of cabinets and a toolbox, and on the drag strip itself it has 3 little car covers with a toolbox next to them.
Oh fuck. Guys, I think he's gone into my house. Oh god, oh fuck. Wait, shh. I think I hear him coming.
Thanks for watching, guys. Part 2 will be coming soon, and oh, don't you love how the tables turn.